WWEDXECW. Do you believe in psychic mediums, Kev? I saw one after losing a loved one. I received so much clarity and closure. There's no way I could have made it this far without that session. This is the young lady with the Rugrats blanket. I think this is.
Do I? Yeah, I do. I believe in. Man, there's really a. Um, I think I'm way more. I'm more of a spiritual human being than I am a religious human being. I believe. I I believe that there's some people that are just. We're all mammals, and like anything else, we're primal, and some of us have just. There's always going to be that um, one that's just more intuitive, more in tune with because we're animal. There was a lady that came up to my sister, and she said she had met my mom, and she said, I saw you. I had a dream with your mom in it. And my sister was like, oh, really? And she said, yeah. She said she was with someone. And my mom, she thought maybe it was my dad, Bob. And she names like some different people, maybe my aunt. And she said, no, he was young. He was a young man. Had dark hair and a beard. And I knew immediately that it was T.
I
Like
remember you telling me that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
immediately I
crazy.
just went and Tamara saw, and my sister Kim thought the same thing too. Like, wow, like fuck. And then when later on, uh, my wife had my mom wore Bougeron perfume, and my wife smelled Bougeron, and then she saw like a vision of my son with my mom, and it was just like
Wow.
there was nothing said or anything. It was like my mom's way of saying, he's with me. And that's the thing that happened when Tamara started to spot when she was carrying Tristan. And we both had that. I tell it on that Ghost Stories show where we both. I was at LaGuardia at that Marriott across from it, and I woke up in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning. There was like smoke on the roof, and I thought the hotel room was on fire, and I saw this glowing thing, and I knew it was my mom. And I knew like it just was comforting. I knew that my son was going to be okay. And then I turned the light on. I looked around. There was no smoke in the room. There's nothing. I just went to bed. Got up, caught my flight, but I went over to the payphones and I called my wife in Arizona, and I said, "You're not going to believe. You're not going to believe this." And she, had um, she was telling me what she saw, and then we kind of narrowed it down to what time it happened, and then it was just like she saw the same thing. So it only made sense that my mom, who had seen all of her other grandchildren alive, would and hadn't seen Tristan alive,
Oh.
would have been there for that.
She said you can see my psychic medium. She's in St. Pete. I could definitely get you connected to her if you'd like. She's amazing. Well,
Yeah, I mean that's close enough. And Tamara and I were thinking about going. Like we're first thing we're thinking about doing is having all three of our stars read of what time, because it's weird, like we're all born like at 10 o'clock in the daytime, like nobody was and we all were. I really believe, man, like whenever you're born, like these fucking kids that get born at 4 o'clock in the morning, they're that guy that gets up at 5.
it is really funny. My daughters were born on opposite ends. My one daughter was born just after midnight. My other one was born just after noon. And my little one that was born at midnight was a night owl forever. I mean, even from when she was little. And now loves to stay up late. It's funny. Yeah, there is something to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think it's like you're in there for 9 months, and that's you get on some kind of a biorhythm, and
Yep. All
so
right. Well, thank you for that offer,
yes,
WWE.
thank you.
Should I call you? What does she want to give us her name? I don't want to keep calling her WWE. She's amazing. Please tell him I truly love to get him connected. All right, and we'll see if that happens. We'll stay in touch. See, this is the family we've amassed, like I say.
Yes.
Oh, let's see.